So it was only 2.5 LPA package. So after gate preparations, I failed 3 times. So in data analytics, the first thing I did is like the certification course. Because I'm not from a CS background and also don't know anything about the data. There is a trap in the market nowadays. Even I'm looking for the internships now. There were companies who are giving you internships, but they are charging the money.
Not even unpaid, it's like reverse paid.
In Blinkit, I have also applied. In Swiggy, I have also applied. I was rejected from all the places. For business analyst in Amazon, either BIEs are hiring or program managers are hiring. So I just on LinkedIn search product managers, Amazon.
So recently I met a guy who graduated from the electronics background and he had a 3 years of career gap because of the gate preparation, which unfortunately he couldn't clear. But now he has started working as a business analyst in Amazon. So the biggest question is, how did he do that? And that is why I am going to have this important discussion with him in this podcast. He is going to share all his experience starting from the challenges because of the career gaps. How did he convince the recruiters, convince the interviewers? How did he got to know about the data domain? How did he prepare himself? The entire God level roadmap for the business analyst profile to crack these top level FANG companies. How did he start? The biggest question is that one as well. What was his first salary? How did he reach up to this kind of job offers? How did he get the interview calls? Resume preparation, important skill set, all the projects he developed, he worked on, and all the important strategies he followed to get the job opportunities, including from the internship till the full-time job offers. So this is a must watch for all such kind of folks who are having the similar kind of situations and want to get the high paying job in the data domain in top tech companies after the career gaps. So watch it till the very end and share it in the big numbers to help others as well. And if you're new to the channel, then don't forget to subscribe and press the notification icon. And a very important announcement for all the aspiring data engineers, data scientists, and the data analysts, specifically those who have somehow worked on the Azure cloud platform. And we all know that how popular Azure is becoming in the market, and companies are hiring aggressively those candidates who know Azure and related tech skills. And if you're among those and you want to uplift your resume and tech skills along with the Azure cloud platform, then Microsoft Fabric is a must learn thing for all of you, because Microsoft Fabric is a unified platform for the data engineers, data analytics, and the data science. And all top-notch companies, Fortune 500 companies, are using Microsoft Fabric for their data analytical solution end to end. So we at Grow Data Skills are bringing end to end project driven, live classroom oriented Microsoft Fabric Bootcamp, and the live classes are going to start from the 1st February 2025. Enrollments are open for the very limited seat. The link has been given in the description. You can check it out, or you can visit www.growdataskills.com. For my YouTube family, the first 30 users can get the exclusive discount offer on this bootcamp. You can use coupon code FIRST30. And if you have any doubt or query, you can always give a call or WhatsApp on this number. We will help you instantly. So this is actually going to be 8-week long program with the live doubt support and offline doubt support on the Discord, plus the dedicated placement assistance. So in this 8-week, what we are going to cover, so you are going to learn the skills related to the data engineering, obviously like the SQL, Python, PySpark, plus the Power BI, the data analytics stuff, and obviously how to build all these kind of data solutions on the Microsoft Fabric. So there will be in total 8 modules. We will be starting with the basic introduction of Fabric, then Microsoft Fabric setup. We will be using the free tier setup and the accounts. Then the complete data engineering on Microsoft Fabric. As I said, it can be used for all these 3 type of use cases. So there your pipelining will be included, Azure Data Factory, SQL, data warehouses, Lakehouse, the PySpark. Then we will come on to the data analysis and modeling in Fabric. So those things will be covered on the Microsoft Fabric. Then the business intelligence using the Microsoft Fabric, all those things will be covered, including the Power BI, Power Query, DAX. Then the administration, governance, and the access management on the Microsoft Fabric. Then coming to the most important part, the industrial project. We will be covering 3 end-to-end dedicated projects which you can mention in your resume to get the great advantage and to showcase your validation about the Microsoft Fabric. And all these things will be taught by Microsoft Fabric certified mentor Sahil. So he will be taking all these things. And then, as I said, the dedicated resume preparation, LinkedIn profile preparation for each module, the tons of interview questions, assignment, quizzes. So these 8 weeks live classroom environment will change everything for you with respect to the Microsoft Fabric. And as I said, this is a must to learn skill in the 2025. If somehow your tech stack is related to Azure, you cannot ignore this thing. So hurry up and enroll as soon as possible. All right. So thank you so much, Rahul, for joining me in this podcast. I am really excited for this discussion because I'm going to cover this profile, business analytics specifically, after very long time on my channel. So it would be really good if you can give a short introduction about yourself to my audience and anything, your education background, past companies, current company, where you are working.
Yes. So firstly, I would like to thank you, Shashank, for this podcast, for inviting me, because of you actually I am in the Amazon, because I've seen so many podcasts in your channel. I am having this much of year of gap. I am having tier 3 college and then going to Amazon, going to big companies like Google. For everyone, my name is Rahul, and currently I am working as a business analyst in Amazon. And before Amazon, it's like I am having total of 2 years of experience, in which 8 months are here in Amazon. Before this, it was PayTM, and PayTM was my first company, and it was like around 3 years of gap after I landed into the PayTM. And in PayTM, it was in the ops department I was working, and after that, this is the PA role I'm enjoying here in Amazon. I am from an electronics background, so it was like electronics background. After that, I was preparing for GATE. That's why I have a gap in between for 3 years. So after GATE preparations, I failed 3 times. So then I tried, okay, I have to switch to a domain. And then I just switched to this data analytics domain.
So Rahul, as you mentioned, like you did your graduation in the electronics background. So during the college time, those 4 years, what were your actual plans? Like what you were planning for you after completing the graduations? Because these GATE preparation, XYZ preparation sometimes come randomly from random advices. So I just want to understand your actual ambition at that time.
Yeah, this is very good actually, because this is true. GATE and all these exams preparations come from random site, and like government exams and all those things you heard from the people, from your colleagues and all those things, and you're like, okay, I also want to do this. But in my case actually, I was not more interested after GATE I will go into the PSUs. I was having a career path related to the masters. I just want to do masters in IITs, and there are other exams also. It's firstly is the GATE, there is a JAM, CHEST, TIFR. So many exams were there to land into the IITs. So my plan was mostly related to, firstly I go to the masters in IITs, and after that it's like like mostly into the research domain or the teaching domain. Those two were my plans, but sometimes the plan doesn't work. So that's why.
As you mentioned, you failed in GATE for 3 times. I mean, there are 2 things. Either people realize at a very early stage, I mean, if they can do it or they cannot do it. Because if you stretch it and you keep on seeing the failures, it basically gives you a different kind of demotivation, and you do not see any future, right? And you are completely lost. Why I'm doing this? Why is it happening only with me? What I will do, like the age factor and all that. So just walk us through with your state of mind, seeing those kind of failures, and what was going in your head.
So in my case, actually, it was like 2020, 2021 and 2022. So these 3 years. And as you know, these were Corona years.
Yeah, COVID time.
So yeah, in 2019, I did coaching for the GATE exam. 2020, in March, exams used to happen, and in March, the COVID happens. So for at that time, it was like the exam also got delayed. So you are preparing for exams, giving exams, and results are coming late also. So actually, there are 4 or 5 exams I was preparing. So when I was preparing for exams, results got delayed, and till then the next exams dates were there. So I thought for first time it was like this, okay, next exams are there, I should prepare 1 more year. And at that time I was a fresher and not from from a very good college. So I know in COVID I am not having any placement. So this thing, just like you asked now, in mind it was like, why I'm doing this, and it's like I'm continuously doing 2-3 times. So the first thought, it was like, suppose first year it is a gap, I failed. Second time, if I just cleared, so the whole gap will be covered. Because I'm going to a good college. After that, I can be into a good placements also, or maybe into the good college.
Yeah.
So that was the first motivation. Ki I can do it and I will cover all the gaps if I'm doing good. So that was the first motivation for me. And because of the time also, because it was COVID times, no hopes for the placement because I'm also not from very good college again. So that was like, okay, I should try for second time also. And in third time, then I should thought, okay, now that you say the age factor was there and I'm the only son in the home. So it was like you have to earn. Now you are at this age, you have to earn. So after that, I just look into the market, what was going on, what are the things. So I tried 2-3 things, and data analytics was one thing that works actually.
How did you get your first job at the PayTM, and most interesting, like figuring out the data analytics thing, because no background from the tech at all, and you jumped onto the data analytics, which somehow requires the tech plus analytics kind of thing. Okay, so how did you get your first job at the PayTM? What was your day-to-day role, and how much salary they were giving you at that time?
Yeah. So first thing is ki how did I get my job? So for this, I'll say it is the Naukri.com platform, and it is like ki, in 2022 again the March exams happens, and in 2 months the result were there, and then I finalized ki, okay, I have to go into some domain. Okay, I have to try. I mean for a job. So then it was like data analytics, data science. At that time, digital marketing was also in the boom in 2021, 2022.
Yep.
So I tried that also simultaneously. So in data analytics, the first thing I did is like the certification course, because I'm not from a CS background and also don't know anything about the data, never worked, don't even know what are the tools required. I just searched what's going on in the market and just did the certification course. After that, I have to apply for the jobs, looking for the internships. And one thing I want to say is that there is a trap in the market nowadays, which is just because of the vulnerability of the students and of those people. So I'll tell you about this. When I'm looking for the internships now, there were companies who are giving you internships, but they are charging the money.
Okay,
So
like not even unpaid, it's like reverse paid.
reverse paid. So I just want to say everyone ki just don't fall in that trap, because I know I fall in that trap, but it was not, I mean, it's not a good internship. They are just like doing some formalities. They are just showing you some videos. After that, they will just give you a certificate in 7-8 days. So it's not a fruitful internship, and they are charging you the money. If you want an internship, because from a zero work experience to an industrial experience, internship is required in between in many times. So for internships, you should go to the Internshala, because Internshala is the platform who is solely made for the internship programs. So actually, when I get this paid internship now, they are charging me the money on all those things. I'm also looking for the Internshala, and from Internshala I got very good response.
Okay.
But at that time I'm also applying to Naukri.com, so I got my first job offer from the PayTM. So from PayTM, it's like you are just applying day and night on the Naukri.com, and somehow one job clicked, and they just called for the interview. And this is the operations department actually in the PayTM.
Okay.
So I would like to say one thing, ki in any company na, operation department is easy to crack in compared to the STA departments, data engineering, business analyst, all those departments. Operations are easy to crack. Even if I say Microsoft, Google, Amazon also, everywhere. If you're just a fresher and if you want to just go into the industry line, try, if you don't have a clear visibility, okay, I don't want to go in, I mean, STE or this. If you just want to if you just want to go into the industry line, ops is an easy target to do. So that's what actually I do. I just applying in the ops department. But ops is also related because I have done the data analytics certification. So there I have done SQL, little bit of Python also, and dashboard tools. So in that ops department, SQL was used. So I was like, okay, this I can do. So in PayTM, it was an offline interview. I went there and somehow just I cracked the interview. 3 rounds were there.
Okay.
And after that, I was just working in the PayTM, and this was the ops department for the Domino's. We are working for the Domino's, and because in the ops department you don't have that much of ownership, you are just handling the already built operations. Same with me. In day-to-day routine, I'm just making some reports. There are some panels from PayTM provided to the Domino's, so I was just technical support kind of thing for those panels, for some dashboards. But there, it's just like your first company. and your first time into the work experience, and it's just like you're seeing everyone, how the hierarchy work, how the work is there. So for me, it was like a very good experience because I got to know how things work in the, and in terms of salary, it was very low because it was also near my home, and same
Still,
thing.
like
You know,
we would like to know that number. Now you have moved out from Amazon. You have moved out from PayTM. So I
yes,
think
yes, yes. So it was only 2.5 LPA package.
2.5 LPA. I see. Like
Uh,
somewhere okay, 18-20,000 per month
16 something, 16
after
something
all
I
the
got.
tax and
Yeah, after
etc.
all the tax and PF and all those things,
PF.
I
Yep.
got 16. And in 16, I have to also travel and all those things. So it was just like, yeah, I'm taking the experience only there
No,
in
that's good.
PayTM.
That's good. I mean, I
Yeah,
can
that's,
totally relate with it because start is very important, and you got, although it was a ops department, you got a good visibility on the data, how it works. You build the reports, you use your SQL skills, and you got that professional environment, which added some sort of experience in your resume, and it helped you moving forward to crack companies like Amazon. So it's a good
yes,
thing.
yes, yes. Actually, nowadays, if you see, I think few months back, there was an outrage against Infosys is hiring on 3.2 LPA
Yep.
package. But for me, I'll say, okay, at least they're hiring for the freshers. Because in freshers, it is very tough competition in the market.
Yep. At least for the off-campus opportunities, and if you're not coming from like so good tier one, tier two type of
Yes,
colleges,
yes,
then yeah,
yes.
it definitely becomes challenging. And I believe in this one as well, because I got my 6 month internship, which was giving me 16,000 per month. So I was very happy that I got a good like start. I'm not a jobless, and I'm not struggling for getting the job. So start is important, and I think everyone should focus on that one initially.
Yes, sir, because jobless is a different kind of stress, you
Yeah,
know.
absolutely. So now, Rahul, you are working at Amazon as a business analyst, right? So when did you realize your target for the data domain job specifically? So initially it was data analytics you explored, but this business analytics part plus the product based companies. So like how did you realize while working at Paytm, now I am going to shift my targets, ambitions, and my profile itself?
Firstly, in PayTM, in data analytics, I have learned a good amount of SQL. It was like I'm working on SQL and I'm liking it. Okay, there is some problem question and I'm resolving it while writing a query and all those things. But in PayTM, it was not there. It was just like you are using the select statements because database is of dominoes. You can't do any CRUD statements, nothing you can analyze. You're just doing select statements, providing them the reports. So that is the thing I was not liking actually into the ops department because you don't have anything to analyze or to do analysis or any new requirement and you're working on this. I mean, there is no challenges there actually. It's just like a stagnant kind of work you're doing the whole year. So there I was like, okay, I have to change the things. I have to do I'm into the some other company. So there were two options actually mostly. Sometimes people find go to the startups. Okay, I want to work in a startup, and second thing is like I want to work in a big companies.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I was looking for both actually wherever because there is one company Noon also.
Yeah.
In Blinkit, I have also applied. In Swiggy, I have also applied. I was rejected from all the places. So there are so many companies I have applied and I've given the interview. So I have rejected from those places, and one or two I got the offer letters, but
Okay.
suddenly after that I got the offer letter from the Amazon. So then I was like, okay, in terms of these
Absolutely.
companies, Amazon is very good place to work with.
So now, Rahul, very, very important question. This is the entire focus highlight of my podcast. If you have already seen it, I would like to know the step by step, a detailed roadmap for the business analyst profile, and that kind of roadmap which can actually help someone to crack product based companies like Paytm, Amazon, not like initially the service base or that kind of company, but top level roadmap or god level roadmap I want from your side for the business analyst role.
For this thing, I'm just talking about those people who are not having any experience, maybe not from a good background, not from a CS background, just like me. I'll say the first thing should be the certification course. I think because that is the thing from where you can enter into this domain because you don't know what are the tools required, what are the things you should be working on, what are the things are there. So the first thing I did is the certification course. From there, I got the clarity. Okay, these are the tools, these are the problem questions, these are the projects. Second thing is the project. Projects are very important in the resume, because once I remember, I got a call from a company and they just say one thing ki in your resume you have a project of a credit risk something, because at that time before PayTM I have done some credit risk analysis project. So they says ki our company is related to credit, so we just selected your resume. So at that time I realized that project is also important. Suppose if you are targeting a particular domain or a particular, I'd say, department kind of thing, sometimes people are mostly interested in a particular department also. So you can make projects around that departments also. Suppose you want some machine learning project or some AI project, anything project. So I think the project is a very important thing. First thing you should do after your certification, because there are so many people, I see their resume, they're sending on LinkedIn, okay, can you please refer me to the Amazon? And when I see their resume, it's very informal resume. So I like to say that there is a resume called DD resume. If you search on the Google, DWDY resume, so there is a template there. So that was a very professional guy. He has created the template. Okay. You can use that template. As a data analyst, as a business analyst, mostly the skills required, the SQL is the most important thing. It's in the core actually. With the SQL in every role, either in any company, data analyst, business analyst, data engineering, SQL is required. So first and foremost thing, you should be very good in the SQL. Second thing is the dashboard tool, because dashboard tool like Tableau, Power BI, in Amazon it's QuickSight, internal tools. Google, I think it is a different tool. So one dashboard tool you should be perfect, because in only with the dashboard tool, suppose if you know only Power BI, you can get the job. Like Power BI developers are there, and there are so many jobs for dashboarding also. So I'll say that dashboard tool is very important. And third thing is the Python. Excel, I'll say that Excel is a common thing, because Excel everyone knows, they are working everywhere on Excel. But Python is the thing that not every role will require, because in my team Python is not required. Okay. In the different team, same business analyst, Python is required. So it depends on you. But I think Python will just help you to apply in the more jobs and just crack all those things, because with Python a wide range is open for you for applying in the jobs. So I'll take the tools basis, these three are the most important tools, like SQL, a dashboard tool, and the Python. After other things like ETL and all those things that you will learn in the company itself.
So how did you get the interview call for Amazon? I mean, you earlier for PayTM, you mentioned 𝗏ocrey, your perfect resume, LinkedIn, cold emailing. Yeah, totally fine and totally agree with that one. But how about like getting a call from Amazon? Just tell about that story.
Yes. So first thing I did is just approaching everyone on LinkedIn. Okay, can you please refer me and all those things. I got referral from one or two guys, but I never got call back on the referrals. But then I see a pattern on LinkedIn. Just like if I'm searching business analyst on LinkedIn, and the people are coming, and in their post I see ki I'm happy I have joined Amazon, and sometimes they mention their manager's name. Okay. I'm happy you selected me or something
Thanks
like
to my
that.
manager having HR and all.
Very great, yeah. So I just click on the manager's profile and see, okay, I see a pattern actually. I go to around 10 or 12 managers profile, and I see that mostly for business analyst in Amazon, either BIEs are hiring, business intelligence engineering, or program managers are hiring. Program manager or product managers are hiring for the business analyst. So I just on LinkedIn search product managers, Amazon. Just with this prompt, there are so many product managers. I just send them the request. A cold email template was ready. I just send in the inboxes, just change the name, and just send it everywhere. And just like I say, firstly your resume should be good. If a manager is saying so, he should be like, okay, this resume is good. At least I can put forward. So the same way, I just approach so many managers. And early, it should not be like for a business analyst you are approaching the SDs. Is there any opening in your team for a business analyst? You should be a little bit crisp. Okay, to whom I should approach on LinkedIn, so that my chances would be better. So I did the same thing. I just approached so many product managers, program managers, and BIs. And one of the BIs was hiring at that time, and I think he just opened that role, and my message was there. I want to switch, and he was like, okay, give us the interview, and I was there for the interview.
Perfect. Like the sheer patience and the resilience part, because yeah, you have to wait for these kind of opportunities and you have to keep an eye on all these kind of things. It's not like job is waiting for you and a lot of people will start approaching you. You
Yeah, yeah,
need the
yeah.
job, so put your like efforts, all the tactics, strategies, that how you can approach
Yes,
the right people at the right time.
right.
That is super most
Yeah,
important thing.
it should be like you should be at the right place at the right time. And to be
Exactly.
at the right place at right time, you should be at every place at every time. Just approach everyone.
Now you have cracked the business analyst role at Amazon, so it would be good if you can share your detailed interview experience, starting like how many rounds and in each round what kind of interview questions the interviewers were asking.
So in my case, because I am having only 1.5 years experience, so my role it was like only 3 rounds.
Okay.
So sometimes there was an other roles also where they take 4 rounds also. So it depends at which role you are applying. So 3 to 4 rounds will be there for this kind of experience. So in my case, I'll share key in those 3 rounds. First round was a complete technical round. So it was a panel where and the time was there 50 minutes and 10 SQL questions were there. And I have to complete those 10 SQL questions, write the query, and just submit on that portal.
Okay.
So this was the first stage, and after that, those queries will be just seen by your manager, that hiring manager who's taking the second round. He will analyze, okay, how he has written the queries, and he should be selected or not. So after that, when I just cleared the first round, in a few days, I just got a call for the second round, and second round will be a mixed kind of thing. It's like a 1 hour round and 30-40 minutes they will again ask you SQL questions. Because in first round it is like you just have to write the query. Question was there, no one was there, it's just like a portal and you just have to write the query. But in second round they will ask the basic things like what is the join, F join, if I'm joining these two tables, nulls were there, what will be the output. So you should be very good at the basics of the SQL, how data frame works and all those things.
Okay.
So in second round, in the first 30 minutes, this was there. My manager was asking all those questions, and also query writing was also there. 1 or 2 questions he has given me. And in the next 30 minutes, it was mostly about your previous experience, how your previous experience can help in this role in this organization.
Okay.
So there were questions like how you handle this situation in the last role. Okay, have you ever failed this thing or that thing? So there are so many questions already. Okay, we have to judge this candidate by these kind of questions.
Okay.
So this was the second round, and I just want to say that for the first and second round, you should be very good in SQL, and to be very good in SQL, you should practicing in Lead Code, HackerRank, Data Lemur. So from there, you should have practice at least. Then you can attempt for the Amazon, Google, and all those questions. Then you know okay how these questions works. So most important is the third round actually.
Okay.
Because in 2 rounds you are very good in technical, you are very good, so you just crack it because you know okay, I have done the 10 questions correctly. You have the practice. But in last round, it's not about you. It's about the manager if he's liking your questions answer or not. Okay, how you are answering the questions, how's your past experience, because you can't change your past experience in the last company. Because sometimes it happen in other companies. They're asking me about anything, and because I'm from the ops domain, there were no analytical experience completely. Not that much of stakeholders and all those things. So I think I got rejected in that. But in Amazon, I just because sometimes it's luck also because I'm in a team which is regulatory team, and in past I have also done the regulatory work in the ops team. So that somehow sync with this role. And other are the leadership principles. You know, you worked in Amazon. There are leadership principles everywhere. So those leadership principles, because every team has their leadership principle. In regulatory team, you should have more ownership, deep dive, and all those things. So in different teams, different leadership principles. They know what kind of candidate they want, and according to that questions, they will judge you. And to clear that round, because in your actually interview, I mean in your podcast, I have seen one guy. I think that their name is Chirag. He was there, and I think there are so many business analyst interviews you have taken before, and I have seen there are people suggesting the STAR methodologies. You just create a situation, then the task, and all those things. So I did the same actually. I know that these are the leadership principles. I can be asked. So I just prepare some things around that, a little bit story, I'll say, according to my experience. Okay, I have done this thing according to this leadership principle in my previous role. So that is the very important, because at the time of the interview, you can't create the story.
Correct.
Because it's not possible to link
You have to
those
be
past
little bit
experience.
ready. It can be very spontaneous. Yep.
Yeah, it can be very spontaneous. So the story should be in your mind already. If he is asking for the deep dive, I have done this thing before.
Yep.
So with that thing, actually, I have completely prepared for third round. And third round, sometimes it's like you think this round went very well and you are not selected. In my case, I thought, okay, I think I messed up things, but it went well. The manager is fine. Okay, we can hire this guy. And after that, I got selected.
Like, did you face any challenge like to get the job opportunities? Even let's say after working at PayTM, you might have applied at different companies. So how did they look at your career gap, right? How they were reacting? Were you getting rejected because of that one? And maybe anywhere you got the right opportunity, how did you convince them that that career gap has no impact on your skills, what you have learned so far?
Yeah, actually, that happens with me. Mostly when I was a fresher applying to my first job. At that time, there are so many things around this. Why there is a career gap, what were you doing, and why are you coming to the IT background, why are you in this domain? So, but the main point they have a concern is they will ask you, will you again go to that path? Will you again prepare for masters in my case? Will you again prepare for UPSC in another's case? So they have concern about that thing. Will you again go to that thing? Because in that case, if you say yes, so then they are like, why should we hire you? After 1 or 2 years, you again go to the preparing UPSC or GATE, we will not hire you. So for that answer, you should always say no. There are no, there are no plans in future for this thing. Now I have just think, okay, I want to do this thing completely into the data analytics, data science domain. And I have worked on my skills. You can test those skills. I cleared first, second round. Mostly they will ask in the final round. In my case, HR asked, but he is not interested that much. The second round will be mostly technical. The third or fourth round, they are more interested in this thing. Why you have done this thing and that thing, why there is a gap. So at that point, you can also say, I have cleared 2 rounds of interviews. I know my technical skills are good and I can contribute in your company and this thing. But never say, I have plans in future to again go to that path and this thing. So that was the first thing. And this happens only when I was fresher. In Amazon, they didn't ask actually, because I'm coming from PayTM. So they are not interested.
You have already had some experience.
Already had some experience in this thing. Yeah. Yep. So it was just for the fresher actually. And it was very hard actually.
Like for the entry level fresher role, like you having almost close to 2 years of experience, let's say. So how much on an average Mang level companies are paying for the business analyst role? If you can talk about that average number, so it would be helpful.
For freshers, like in my case, 1.5 years of experience, there are L3 roles also, L4 roles also. So it depends, because in Amazon and farm companies, the band gap of the role is fixed. Suppose for a particular role, they are hiring 10 to 12 LPA. They are giving 10 to 12 LPA. So it doesn't matter if your previous LPA is 2.5 or 9.5. Their gap is fixed. We will give you 10 to 12 for this role. So in that case, the Mang companies are good, because I think in Google it starts with 18 to 20 something.
Okay.
For their L4 role, because they are hiring for L4s. L3s are very less there. In Amazon, there are so many L3s. So L3s are not getting stocks also.
What is the average for L3 in terms of CTC? I mean,
in terms of
and what is the for L4 if you know about it?
L3s are getting around, I think, 9 to 12 LPA.
Okay.
And L4s are getting around, I think, 16 to 18 LPA. Nearby 16 to 18 LPA.
And L3 will not be getting any RSUs, but L4 people get.
Yeah. And sometimes I see so many roles are there for L3 and L4, but they are same kind of preferred. Qualifications preferred are same. 1 year of experience, equal, and all those things. It depends on the team. They are hiring for L3, they have budget. They don't have budget, hiring for L3. They have budget, hiring for L4, because L4, it's a head count in Amazon. So whenever you are applying or go for a referral, you can ask the person, is this a L3 role or an L4 role? If this is a L4 role, so what is the band, I can ask this much. It's not like
your expectation like that in
the expectation. It should be in your mind. Okay, I can ask this much. This much is the budget.
Yeah, this was the final question I had, Rahul, and I must say I really enjoyed this entire discussion. So a very big thanks from my side and the entire audience side that you came here, you shared your entire experience of the business analyst, the struggle, challenges, and how did you land up in the job, and that too at Amazon. So it's very inspiring, and I hope a lot of people got a good information from your side and how they can prepare for such kind of roles. So yeah, it was really amazing, and again, once again, a very big thanks from my side.
I would like to thank to you for creating this podcast and inspiring so many people around you.
So this is what I had for all of you in this amazing podcast. I'm pretty sure you have enjoyed this entire experience shared by Rahul and how he was able to successfully transition into the business analytics role and cracked this top-notch company Amazon. If you find it informative, then make sure to give a like and share it in the big numbers. And if you have any thoughts and opinions, then put it in the comment section. And if you want to know from my side, you can ask any question in the comment box itself. And if you're new to the channel, then don't forget to subscribe and press the notification icon. I will see you guys really soon with another amazing podcast. Till then, also do not forget to enroll yourself in the Microsoft Fabric live classroom bootcamp. Everything will be taught basic to advanced with the live projects, live classes, live doubt support, offline doubt support, and dedicated placement assistance. Live classes starting from 1st February 2025. You can find the enrollment link in the description. Check that out, or you can visit www.growdataskills.com. And for my lovely YouTube family, you can use the coupon code 𝗏𝗏30. It is only valid for the first 30 users. And if you have any doubt or query, then you can give us a call or WhatsApp on this particular number.